This is a very schizophrenic movie, by which I mean it's tonally inconsistent. I mean, the basic gist of the movie is it's called The Chew Factor, and it's been described as the Exorcist meets the Winter Olympics, which is kind of true in terms of it's very much about possession and demonic possession and the misuse of, in this, it's not really a Ouija board, of a board, and then someone gets possessed. And it does have the Winter Olympics side, and the start is a bit goofy. It's very much like the Aspin episode of South Park. But then the core of the movie is kind of serious and not very funny, but well shot and well acted. And then towards the end it starts turning goofy again, and also there's a weird voiceover. So the movie's never sure any point what it wants to be, and it doesn't commit. Like, I'd be fine if it wanted to be, the whole movie won't being Aspen style, you know, that episode of South Park where it's like a parody. If this movie won't be a parody of like the sort of snow capade, I guess you can say, movies where people at a ski lodge and shenanigans happen, everyone's sleeping with everyone and the devil's involved, that'd be fine. Or if it wanted to be more serious, like The Exorcist, and take the material a bit more seriously, but be consistent with it, that'd be fine too. But when you're trying to do both, you're not going to succeed at either. And this movie doesn't entirely succeed. It's a movie of two halves, literally. The first quarter is kind of goofy and silly. The last quarter is goofy and silly. But the remaining half is serious. And it's not bad. This movie is not bad by any stretch of imagination. I actually thought parts of it, both aspects were really, really good. Parts of them, like some of the sequences, are actually very well constructed and genuinely tense. I mean, the fact that the characters weren't really that developed because, again, the broad aspect of the opening and the ending. But I mean, in general, they try, and it's an interesting premise. Like, premise is probably the best thing about the movie because it's different. It goes back to that sort of aspect of the thing where, like, oh, you're in the middle of nowhere, it's snowed under, there's no one round, you're too far away for anyone to support you. So what do? The paranoia sets in. I mean, paranoia doesn't really say in this movie, but could in theory. It's a great premise for it. And I think fundamentally that's my problem with the movie. It feels like this movie is a first draft. I mean, it probably wasn't. It probably was multiple drafts, location and finance and stuff like that, but it feels like first draft, where, like, there's some great ideas in there, but they don't really do much with them. I think it's an admirable effort. No, I definitely think someone's sort of like, hey, yes, this was a great movie and made a lot of money, and I have a ski lodge location, let's go make a movie. And I'll never judge that too much because that's basically my first movie. I took what I had and I worked with it, and I worked to the logistics I had. And you do that as director and writer. You definitely do. And I gotta give them credit. Look, this movie's on Arrow Video. That's pretty fucking cool. And it's not a bad movie by any stretch of imagination. I mean, my thing with movies is I tend to hate on them more if I get bored. And this movie wasn't boring. It was interesting. There was stuff happening, and it tried. Don't be boring and try. Those are my two rules for movies, and this movie definitely tried. Did it succeed? Not entirely, but I'd rather something fail trying something rather than, like, succeed being generic shit. And this movie's not generic shit by any stretch of imagination. It's a bit batshit insane, and it takes a giant swing at plate. And it's got some good moments. Like, again, some of the death sequences are generally good. Some of the effects are pretty good. The main bad guy is very, very over the top, but it's very amusing. And the stupidity of the devil, I'm going to say it's the devil, just fucking these kids at ski lodge, own abandoned church, is absolutely hilarious. And also the fact that, and I like it when there's Chekhov's gun stuff, like, but I can't liking this movie where once they're out of the bar, they're completely removed from everything. Because in Slumber Party Massacre, the 2001 one from yesterday, there was lots of, like, callbacks and payoffs, and it just got a bit silly because the movie felt like it ended and then continued, but this movie just ends, and that's it. You're done. You're out. Bye. Although I hated narration in this. Stupid choice. I'm going to assume that's some sort of executive meddling and stuff like that, because it's very fucking stupid. And it really pulls you out of the movie, because there's no tension. You know? Now, yes, you can do a sort of thing with narration where it can be from the other side, but this movie just never felt like that was the case. So, I think if you ditch the narration, you're probably being for a good shout. It's really, really bad. But other than that, I enjoyed this. I would like to see if there's any special features on this, so I might do that later on, but for now I would say this is, for my money, this is better than some Spy Massacre from yesterday. It is. So there you go.